How does a marriage that has seemed perfect for over a decade unravel in a single, unexpected, heart-wrenching night? Joe Thompson thought he knew his wife Mary inside and out, trusted her completely, and believed that their bond was unbreakable. But all of those beliefs were shattered when a shocking revelation turned their world upside down. At a party that promised nothing but fun, Joe discovered something that shook him to his core, an act of betrayal so deep that it made him question everything he held dear. As Joe stands at the edge of his marriage, he must confront a painful truth. The woman he vowed to share his life with has already crossed the line from which there is no return. Before diving into my story, if you don't want your life to be turned upside down like mine, subscribe to my channel to learn real lessons from the real stories we share every day, just like mine. Also, share your thoughts about the shocking truths I've experienced in the comments, and please show your support by liking my video. Now that you've subscribed, let's dive into my story. My wife Mary was sitting next to me in the car, pressing her body against the door as much as possible, her face contorted with such anger that it could sour milk. Why was she so mad? Because I had ruined her night, embarrassed her in front of all our neighbors, and shattered the perfect image of our marriage. We were supposed to be just another couple attending the McLaren's wild party, a first for us. Mary had been excited for weeks, eager to experience the fun and excitement she had heard so much about, but she had conveniently forgotten to mention one crucial detail: the key party twist. All the wives were supposed to throw their house keys into a bowl, and the husbands would randomly pick a key, taking the corresponding wife to the master suite for the night. As the evening was winding down, and I realized what was about to happen, I felt a surge of panic and fury. Never in a million years would I have agreed to this, and the fact that Mary had kept it from me until the last moment was a betrayal I could hardly fathom. I dragged her into the kitchen, demanding answers. "Did you know this party was going to end like this?" I asked, my voice trembling with a mix of anger and disbelief. She smirked, not even bothering to hide her knowledge. "Yeah, I knew." "And you didn't think to tell me before we came?" I asked, the depth of the betrayal cutting through my heart. "No," she said simply, "because I knew you wouldn't agree unless you had to." Her casual disregard for my feelings made my blood boil. "Let's leave. Now." But Mary wasn't done with her night. "We can't leave now," she protested. "It one night. It'll add some excitement to our marriage." "I could do without that kind of excitement," I said firmly, my decision already made. I stormed back into the living room where the guests had gathered around the bowl of keys. Without hesitation, I searched through the keys until I found ours, held it up and announced loudly, "I wasn't told about this part of the party. I'm not sharing my wife with any of you." The room fell silent as everyone turned to look at us. Mary's face flushed with embarrassment. But I didn't care. She had a choice to make. Come home with me or stay and never come home again. Her hesitation spoke volumes. But in the end, she followed me out to the car. The car ride home was filled with tension so thick it was suffocating. Mary exploded as soon as the door closed behind us. "You're such a selfish jerk. How could you embarrass me like that in front of everyone? We'll never get invited back again." "Embarrass you?" I shot back. "What about how you embarrass me? You planned to be with someone else tonight, Mary. You were going to be with another wife too," she retorted as if that made everything okay. "I don't want to be with another woman, Mary. That's why I married you." "It would have just been one time, Joe," she insisted. "Out of all the nights we've spent together, it's just one night with someone else. After being a good wife for 10 years, isn't that reasonable?" "Honestly, Mary, it's not," I said. "I can't believe what I'm hearing. But this obviously means a lot to you, doesn't it?" "Yes, Joe, it did," she admitted, her voice softening. "I've been looking forward to this for weeks. It's my chance to be more than just a wife and mother, to have an adventure, to be admired, and to have some fun with another man for a few hours." Her words were a dagger to my heart. I slammed on the brakes and did a U-turn in the middle of the street, racing back to the McLaren's house. Mary screamed, demanding to know what I was doing. If spending a night with another man means that much to you, Mary, then go ahead and do it, I said coldly. Get out and enjoy your night with some random guy. I hope he satisfies you in ways I can't. Joe, it's just something new, an adventure, she said, reaching for the door handle. But you know I can't go in there alone. We both have to participate, each with a new partner. I already said I want no part of it, Mary. I've never cheated on you, and I won't. Not until we're not married anymore. Her tone softened as she realized the gravity of what I was saying. What does that mean? It means exactly what I said, I replied. It's decision time, Mary. She hesitated, thinking deeply. Would you pick me up tomorrow morning, Joe? You know, from wherever I end up? I'll call and let you know. It would mean a lot to me. Not a chance, I said. I'm sure your new guy will give you a ride after spending the night with you. You're making it sound so bad, Joe, she said, her eyes filling with tears. He won't be my lover, just someone I'm close with for one night. I love you, Joe. You're the only man for me. Do you really believe that, Mary? I asked. Mary opened the door and started to step out. I'll see you tomorrow morning, Joe, she said. I sadly shook my head, and as soon as she pushed the door to close it, I hit the accelerator and sped away, leaving skid marks for half a block. I glanced at her in the rearview mirror as I sped down the street. She looked completely shocked, standing there on the curb with her mouth open, not moving as I turned the corner and disappeared from sight. Part of me hoped she would call me right away, admit she was wrong, and ask me to come back for her, but she didn't. She probably thought I'd be upset for a couple of days, and then she could smooth things over by bringing me to bed. My dad always said that if a married woman was seriously contemplating it, she'd already broken her vows. As much as it hurt, Mary had ended our marriage, and it was time to move forward. The real tragedy was our 3 kids, Jenny, Rachel, and little Joey. How could I imagine life without them every day? But I couldn't let Mary's actions slide without consequences. The kids were with my mom for the weekend, giving me time to figure out my next steps. I drove around aimlessly for a while, still hoping that Mary would call and ask me to come get her. But it became clear that she'd made up her mind. Finally, I decided on a plan and drove home. Just as I pulled into the driveway, my phone rang. I hoped it was Mary asking me to come get her, but the caller ID showed it wasn't. Hey Joe, it's Mike from the party, a man's voice spoke up, the sound of loud music and laughter in the background. Mary gave me your number. She's really excited about tonight, and wants you to be a part of it, too. You're a lucky guy. Every guy here is hoping they get her key. She keeps saying that someone's in for a memorable night. Come back and join us. There are some hot ladies here who are eager to have fun with you. Go to hell, Mike, I said, my voice filled with anger. And screw everyone else at your party, including my cheating wife. I hope you all suffer horrible fates. I hung up and went inside. It took me less than 20 minutes to pack 2 suitcases with enough clothes for a week or 2. I grabbed my laptop and shaving kit and loaded everything into the car. I searched for our wedding license and tore it into pieces. Then I smashed my wedding ring with a hammer,